I live here on top of a hill. I've been reading a book by Robin Wall Kimmerer called Braiding Sweetgrass, in which she eloquently talks about human beings, how we have become unindigenous. She talks about species loneliness, a deep unnamed sadness stemming from estrangement from the rest of creation, from the loss of relationship to the land. So how can someone living in a city with a small yard reconnect to creation and their land? This seems like an essential task if we are to keep existing. So I started where I am, researching the history of this place, and here we are, running up Manor Street. On the top of this hill, there are 4 streets that were all built around the 1890s on the site of the grounds of Sneinton Manor, simply called the Manor. And we're running up Manor Street, which is named after it. It's funny thinking about why people would be running 130 years ago, whether it would be to chase an animal that's run off like a goat or a chicken, or someone being chased, or perhaps a local fate put on by the lords of the manor. Here we are, I think this is where the manor house stood, on this corner, and then we're going to run down, I don't think it has a name, down to the last remaining bit of wall from the only thing remaining from the estate of the manor. And that's here on Sneinton Hollows. So the first modern Olympics was in 1896 and included the first marathon as we know it today. So what's that? That's just a few years after these houses were built. Perhaps somebody would have run up that alleyway, which I think was the carriage entrance to the manor. Perhaps they would have run up to take a message, or to make a journey quicker, or because they were too cold. And here we are running down Sneinton Hollows to Thurgarten Street, where it was the site of a lovely orchard with ducks, and then lots of farm cottages which are still here. We're now coming down to Hermitage Square and going to go round the old police station onto Sneinton Hermitage, which has a lot of caves. Nottingham's famous for caves because it was built on 2 hills. The city of Nottingham in Anglo-Saxon times was built on one hill, and then Sneinton, being the village that fed the farm village that fed the town, was built on the other hill. And they're both made of Jurassic sandstone, which is both very sturdy and easy to dig out. And there were lots of wells originally. They were like natural springs being filtered by the sandstone. They were very clear and cool and fresh. So if you look down the alleyways here, you can see that there are caves at the back of these houses, and they were used as the air raid shelter in World War II. So you can imagine people running to that. I'm not sure where the entrance was or if there were many, but they're bricked up now because in the 80s, I think, some children made an accidental fire and had to be rescued by the fire brigade. So here we have Leeds Hill Footway. There's no steps, but would have once been a pretty, very steep hill, and then had cottages on it that were knocked down. Now there's a park up there. So the caves that were here would have come way out into the road, and when they built the railway bridge that was here, I guess in the 1850s time, they just blew it all up, and the only remaining bit is here, which my children call Macapaka's house. So the caves were a tourist spot, and there was a cafe, I guess it'd be a coffee house then, and a pub. And in the front of the caves were pretty houses built into the caves with picturesque cottage gardens in front of them. And on the top here, which would have, of this wall, which would have been part of the cliff, that would have been the grounds of the manor, and then it was, when the railway came, turned into the goods yard for the high level station. And here we have Sneinton Hermitage Corner, or as I like to call it, Sneinton Hermitage Orchard, which has pear trees, cherry trees and apple trees. And the Sneinton Dragon, which is a sculpture put in the 90s, because somebody local in Sneinton used to make dragon sculptures, who recently died actually. So this area would have been marshland originally, and then there was a canal running along City Link that was then filled in when the boots factory that was here closed. At some point, I think over the bridge over there, sheep would have been, and livestock would have been pasturing. But it's hard to imagine a cow or a sheep here now. This is quite a busy road. We're going to end the jog at the pathway that led down from the goods yard. That was where the livestock was brought in on the train and then taken down this hill over to the cattle market over there. My run takes me around this hill, encircling the hill, thinking about the geological and geographical ghosts in this place, thinking about the land under the concrete and tar macadam. It feels like it is bound and suffocating, its riches hidden from view, while I run aimlessly without purpose, as if the things that gave running purpose are gone, cleared away, tidied up,